said I would make another video talking about my dad's girlfriend and some of the things she did during this difficult time that made it so much worse. If you didn't already see my previous video talking about my dad getting struck by lightning and sort of all the details around that, I recommend you go back and watch that. But let's get into it. They had been dating off and on for I think two or 3 years up to this point. And she was nice and she was age appropriate, which I liked because my dad did have a habit of dating girls who were younger than him in the past, which is gross. But she was, she had a job and she was the right age and they seemed to make each other happy. And my dad was very adamant that he did not want to get married again. And she always said that she also did not want to get married again. And so it seemed like that was a good fit. However, they had broken up a couple of times because she did want more of a commitment than he was prepared to give her. And so, they were off and on over the course of that 2 or 3 years before the accident. So once the accident happens, a couple months go by, my dad gets moved into a assisted living facility. I go in to visit him one day and he tells me that his girlfriend let him know that she would like to have power of attorney over him. He said that she wanted to get power of attorney over him. And I just was very hesitant because, that meant she could not only make medical decisions for him, but also financial decisions. And as somebody who had been previously divorced twice, I just didn't think my dad would ultimately want that if he was in his right mind. And so I told him that. I said, just be careful. I don't know that it's the best idea. I understand why she's asking for this, but just think it through. That was it. That was the extent of the conversation. And I get a text later that night from my dad's girlfriend. And I open it up and it says, "I know what you said. You are dead to me." And I was like, the fuck? So I texted back. I was like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And then came like a long string of texts that was essentially saying that I told my dad she was a gold digger and that she was going to rob him blind, which is like not a turn of phrase that I have ever used since or before. So I was like, this is crazy. She's sending me all these texts. I'd never experienced that from her before. So I was like, you know what? Let's go over there and talk this out face to face, like reasonable people, and see what happens. We drive over to the assisted living facility. When I walk in, I see that she had made all of these like posters with pictures of him before the accident, and there were balloons all through the room, like get well balloons people had sent, flowers, things like that. Again, posters with pictures. Now, something to note, all of the pictures that she included on these posters that she made only had pictures of my dad with her and her kids, and none of me or my brother, which are his actual children. But anyway, it was a nice gesture that she had made, so I didn't think too much of it before that. So we walk in the room and I notice right away that she has taken all of the posters off of the walls. She has ripped them all in half. She has popped all of the balloons and she has cut all the flowers apart. So the room is a disaster. There's like shit everywhere. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on here? So as soon as I walk in the room, she points at me, which in my opinion, pointing is just like a very aggressive move. I think anybody who like points at people is a little bit unhinged to begin with. So she points at me and she's like, "You're a little bitch. You're only here to get things from your dad. You don't even care about him until he had his accident. And you're here because you want to take advantage of the situation, blah, blah, blah," which none of this is true. Like, that's ridiculous. She points at my husband. She's like, "He doesn't even know you. I don't even know why you're here." I'm like, first of all, we've been together for years. They've spent lots of time together. That was not cool. So I get right into her face and I sort of tower over her. Prior to this, I had done like Muay Thai kickboxing for more than 10 years. And so I wasn't going to let this like scrawny old bitch talk to me that way, talk to my husband that way, or insinuate the kinds of things that she was insinuating about us, which weren't true. So I got in her face and I was like, "Sit the fuck down. You're insane. Like, what are you talking about?" And that was pretty much that. That was the first real incident of many, more of which I can get into in the future if you like.